And there it is.
Oh, already? Oh,
It popped
okay.
up. It popped up on my X account on the iPad. I noticed that. So yep, there it is. It's live. I see brother Hugh
Yeah, you
adjusting
done
his
sold
sunglasses
out,
on my
realness.
iPad.
Well,
What
sold
I
out is
do?
the wrong word. You called it X. It will forever be Twitter.
You're right. I shouldn't. Have. I've been indoctrinated. It's Twitter.
The Twitter.
The
The
Twitter.
Twitter. And I
I
do say
just,
it.
I
the
miss
Twitter.
Echo
Right.
Phone. Remember the Echo Phone?
No, I don't.
It was the app that you used to tweet from. If you back when you had to do the mobile app, and before Twitter had a real good mobile app, you could
Oh
use
yeah,
Echo
yeah, yeah.
Phone. There was
Wow.
TweetDeck.
Okay.
Shorty sent the
Yeah.
twig pic, so come and get this. LOL smiley face.
It's
The
LOL
problem is
smiley face.
the
Soldier
problem
got
is
in
you're
trouble
Boy.
for
showing your
saying,
age.
Right.
Right.
bruh, we not.
Yeah, that was old. That was a
Yeah. Yeah,
yeah.
we
That was
not.
Unk
We
references.
don't gotta
That
tell
was
the
definitely
world.
Unk status.
Yeah,
Right.
woof.
Well, I
I
actually
got
just came out of 2000 and 2002 music wise, just been jamming out, getting ready for this show. So,
you've already mentioned being going back.
so
But it's okay.
I'm from I guess geriatric to old since
Oh,
08,
Hey,
sheesh.
09 is old.
That's crazy.
Oh boy. But you know what's
Oh,
crazy? The
he
red
said.
light is on. And we are back. I have no
So
energy
Twitter
right now.
playing
So it's just
games.
going to be nice and mellow. We are back
You
for
too.
another week of the Wrestling Rum Now podcast because there has been an invasion. TNA, after 20 years, has finally stepped foot in WWE and they are calling their shot. Not to mention, we just had a first mixed reviewed PLE on ESPN in Wrestlepalooza. Brock Lesnar
Shout out to
returned
my
to
brother.
Brock Lesnar has come back and he has handed John Cena his behind and sent him moving.
The
What's
whole
next?
cheeks.
Yeah, it was bad. It was a lot going on. But we're not going
What
to
he
waste any
did?
time. We're going to get into
What
all
he
that and
did?
more. Let's get it.
What he do?
Houston, we have a problem.
I thought he wooed before it came on. Ooh, welcome to the Wrestling Rundown podcast, where we take a deeper dive into the world of professional wrestling. Now, I'm your host, the realness himself, the big dog, the real Wayne Allen in the building. And he is your host, not just any producer, but the super producer. Brother Hugh has a third, A to the A to the S, T to the A to the E, R to the R to the D in the building. And he is your host, not just any guy, but the band man, the sax man, always and forever. The belt guy, Brandon the guy is in the building. He wasn't expecting that. I woke him up. And he is your host, the founder, the man, the myth, the legend, the heart and soul, the man who discovered us all. And still in 2025, as we enter into 2026, a few months from now, still a heel. Brian H. Waters in the building. Brothers, we are back after another crazy week of professional wrestling. And of course, who else would be here but to have this conversation, to educate the masses about what in the world is possibly going on. So with that being said, brothers, welcome. How's everybody feeling? We're back. We're doing this again. What's new?
I mean, we're on episode 190 and we're living good. So,
Good
yeah,
Lord, we've been doing
man.
this for a long time.
Yeah, man.
Yep. Thanks to you, brothers.
Whew, man, this was by mistake. Okay,
Somebody-
quick. Oh, brother guy's about to say a quip. Go ahead, say something funny.
No,
He's
I was
about
gonna
to say
say
something.
somebody getting old.
The crazy part is, for those that don't remember, or I don't know if you brothers even know it, do you guys, the first episode that we recorded was in what was formerly known as Brian H. Studios. This is now something different. Now it's,
Wow.
we was in Brian H. Studios.
I'm here to place resting. Never mind.
It's rest in the country. Like I did that.
Bumpkins.
No one's gonna know what I'm talking about. I see. country, bumpkin country. But yes, we spent like 6 hours trying to set up how it was supposed to look because we didn't understand the concept of lighting and green screening. He was in one part of the studio and I was in the back part of the studio. We spent forever trying to get that show off the ground. It was like midnight by the time we got to it. But it took forever to get there. But these shows don't take as long. And trust me, we're this is fall season, so we try not to burn the midnight oil like we used to. But with that being said, good gosh, episode 190, we are here once again, like I said, after a crazy week of professional wrestling. Just when you thought we'd be fresh off the heels of Wrestlepalooza discussing John Cena getting his butt handed to him, as brother Hugh said, both cheeks just handed to him. Something crazier even happened. TNA, after 20 years, has finally invaded WWE in the form of NXT. We saw a lot of former WWE superstars. We saw a lot of fresh faces, and we saw the NXT locker room clear out. So guess what? We are going to dive into Brother Guy's favorite brand, TNA Wrestling. He was a diehard. He was trying to convince us to go with TNA when we were like, Brother Guy, let it go. So I'm interested to hear what everybody has to talk about because we've seen invasion angles before. We've watched it done on a number of different platforms and levels, and we're going to see how this one actually matched up. And we're going to answer the question finally: does this partnership start to finally level out in some way, shape, or form? Brother Guy's going to have a highlight reel tonight because he was the one pushing this a long time. Brother Guy's always pushing about NXT being a third brand and not being recognized as developmental. Brother Guy's always pushing about this TNA partnership needs to not be lopsided. It needs to be a fair exchange and not just one versus the other. So
just listen, Bianca over there. Okay.
So we're gonna see if this manages to do something. That's gonna come back to bite you, brother Hugh.
Shout out to Bianca though. She just dropped a new Instagram post and yeah.
Oh, I thought she dropped the album or something.
No. Yeah, you made it sound like she dropped a mixtape.
Right.
I mean, she's been gone for a while, so you know, the good sisters may be on her way back soon.
Okay, all right. Well, we shall see. Now, I know one thing. Somebody didn't come back. It was a few faces that was absent from the invasion angle that TNA ran with NXT. And I'm curious to hear Brother Hugh's take on that as well. If you guys are clueless, I have dropped a number of different hints about a few things that I'm alluding to just to get this show nice and spiced up because
He ain't lying.
I ain't lying. I'm trying to tell you. Some things happened, some things didn't, but we are here to discuss it. So with that being said, are you guys ready to start the show?
That's right.
Already now, the future Hall of Famer is on my television, and she is in her prime, and that is from Unforgiven 2002, Stephanie McMahon.
Oh boy. LA Knight is in agreement with you, by the way, about Stephanie McMahon, the first inductee into the 2026 Hall of Fame. We'll get into that and more. But listen, let's just ask our co-hosts Apollo Creed and Rocky Balboa to do the ceremonious honors of helping us starting the show by ringing the bell. Gentlemen, can you help us start the show, please, by ringing the bell?
Want to ring the bell? Ding, ding.
And there you have it. Every week we do a segment on this show known as What Did You Watch? Because the brothers, we watch a lot of wrestling, and we're getting older, so we don't always have the opportunity to have these conversations as much as we do. We catch each other when we get in the group text, but things are changing. But that's why we have this segment on the show. So when we come together, we talk about what the heck we watched this week. So without further ado, I like to do what we always do and ask the unanimous question. I don't know if unanimous is even the right word for me to say, but what did you watch? Brought to you by good friends at SeatGeek. If you're looking to purchase tickets to concerts, live shows, sporting events, and more, head over to SeatGeek.com where you can use our promo code Wrestling Realm for any one-time purchase of $50 or more. That's promo code Wrestling Realm on any one-time purchase of $50 or more. Good brothers, what did you watch? Seems like a delay, but you heard the sound. What did you watch, brothers? I think we all know what we watch.
WrestleMania 9.
Well, no.
It's not time yet.
I didn't ask you what was on Brian H's pro wrestling.
I'm just saying, we might as well watch it. We might as well
watch WrestleMania 9. You ain't watch greatness.
We sure enough watch some booty though.
Are you comparing Wrestlepalooza? Because you last week, brother, I could have swore you said that Wrestlepalooza was going to be our WrestleMania is because Great Prince added another zero. And now you just compared our new WrestleMania to WrestleMania 9. We are not starting off on a positive note right now. This is supposed to be our new WrestleMania. Like what in the world?
Unpopular opinion.
Good Lord.
Good Lord. God.
Where did that come from?
We haven't done that in a while, but sheesh, that's fine. Let's just go there. Wrestlepalooza. Let's just go there.
I'm just telling the truth.
No, I'm
Why is
now.
that so funny?
Now I'm curious. Wrestlepalooza was this weekend, right? It was this past weekend. WWE's first PLE on ESPN, and but wait a minute, that's not the right photo. And goodness gracious, it was supposed to be a big deal, but by the sounds of it, you guys don't sound as enthused. And I don't know if it was somebody trolling or trying to be funny, but I don't think ESPN gave them the event a positive review. And I was like, wait, bro, you guys are supposed to be on the same team. Maybe one of the writers didn't get the message.
They said it was there. They said it happened.
I think it happened.
Shout out to the good homie Andreas Hale. So he's a fair journalist. Anybody know he's been doing this for a while. He brought everybody together for a good brunch back in Vegas this past April. Wow. And when I saw that he posted that, I said, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It's fair down the middle. Exactly how I saw it too.
So you agree with him, brother?
He said it was there. He said, what do you call it? Okay, pay-per-view or something. It was like
he said. His review was WWE Wrestlepalooza was meh.
It was fair. It was fair.
Meh.
It was fair. It happened on Saturday. Good job.
We usually just accept what they give us, but he was like, yeah, by the way, meh. Welcome to ESPN chumps. Over here we're journalists.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, fine. But Brad, you said you agree. What about you, brother guy? Let's just how did you feel about this? Did you agree with what's going on?
First off, can we just talk about how I made a joke and it actually came out to be true when I said I didn't care about the Usos versus the Bronze, and I said they'll probably make LA Knight the special guest referee. And then I was like, oh, Triple H did the thing.
Thank
He
you.
listened to us.
See?
I said he listened to us.
What was the chance of that actually happening? I told you.
Right, I said he's
giving y'all clown booker of the year ideas. Look what happened.
See that's why you can't get no clearances for your media passes because Paul watches
exactly.
our show. Paul
Exactly.
watches
He said, no, we don't want them here.
Look,
but it's after
he
watching,
spoiled WrestleMania for the set for me last year. Like directly said, well, just take the spoiler real quick. So yeah, he been on the other list.
Yeah, he's been on your bad list. Go ahead, brother guy. I'm sorry. He's been
But
on
this
your
is the
bad
first
list.
time.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all know I've been saying that every time I don't look forward to a pay-per-view, I'm surprisingly pleased.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't looking forward to it, and I was like, what was that? But then I had to realize, oh, it wasn't for me. That's right. Oh, my fault. Yep, it wasn't for me.
Yes.
I'm past it.
Who was
I'm
it
past
for?
already.
Because it was some boo-boo.
It was an advertisement. It was to get. It was
a commercial.
Was it though?
It's entertainment. Yeah, it was a commercial.
Was it though?
Sports.
Because I feel like if it was an advertisement, then you would have had some other results come out. You know what I'm saying?
Well, here's
some
the
things
thing,
would have been changed.
I told like my godbrother asked me, yo, how was Wrestlepalooza? I said, when I watch Raw on Netflix, I could have said, yo, make sure you tune in and see next week you got to tune in because now Rhea Ripley beat Liv Morgan, she's the champion. Seth Rollins and CM Punk finally got their hands on each other, but it ain't done yet. The Rock and Roman Reigns was in the ring. Roman got crowned the tribal chief for real. There was stories to continue. I said, there's no way I'm going to tell you, yo, turn to WrestlePalooza because you missed it. Look at the highlights and then tune in to Raw next week. There was nothing to say. I want to come back.
Nothing.
I'm not telling anybody to listen to a show called Wrestlepalooza. The name is out there.
Right.
I mean, I like ECW, but ECW.
You do. You take a name from ECW. All the names they had.
But you gotta think. First of all, the name Palooza, it comes like Triple H was trying to explain it. Like, oh, we had Lollapalooza and stuff. I'm like, bro, that's from the '90s, man. Nobody knows what the heck that's about.
And nobody cares. He could have called it WrestleFest. Everybody knows it. Like, let's call it what it is. WrestleMania, WrestleFest.
If they'd have called it WrestleFest, bro, we never heard the end of that.
But that's what they called the old wrestling game, the old arcade.
I know.
WrestleFest.
But that small part of the internet would have been like, but we got a WrestleFest over here, and we got a WrestleFest over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm saying if you wanted to say it's something that the common person will recognize, Wrestlepalooza sound like it was a joke. When I first heard it, I said,
bingo.
"Oh, that's what they're going with."
I think, dude,
Oh, okay.
I've been a party
the best
all
thing about
day.
it was the belt. Did y'all see the belt?
Belt.
The Wrestlepalooza belt. That was
No,
probably the best thing that came out of it.
no. I didn't even say it, and I'm telling you no.
That's fine.
Wait, brother Hugh,
seem to be
you sound very
about
clear
this.
over there, brother.
Thank you. I've
hear
been working
your
on
voice.
it.
He finally got his mic.
Yeah.
He's been working on it.
Yeah.
He said, "Thank you."
He been doing a better job than both Baltimore sports teams. I tell you,
Hey.
actually addressing the issue and putting it to work. That's what I'm talking about.
Amen. Amen.
Too soon.
He said, "Yeah, I've been working on it."
Already sound mixed and everything.
Oh,
You got your highs up.
All right, you got to chill. No
What
idea.
you saying? You sound so good.
there you
Thank
go.
He said you sound sexy. That's what he said. You said you sound sexy.
No, I say he sound good. I'm not telling him he sounds sexy.
He said
I said he
sexy.
sound good.
You
Don't put
heard
words
him right.
in my mouth.
You heard him right. He said you sound sexy.
You know what that means.
YouTube, we do not own the rights, and we only played 3 seconds. Not even that.
Right.
Back off.
We got access to that.
Hey.
Brother Hugh, tell us how you really feel. You seem to be the most disgruntled. See, Brian H. agreed with the journalist. That's the journalist inside of him. And then you have Brother Guy that was, very, very, he's very critical, but he separates himself now. That was very professional of him. You got guns pointed direction at this pay-per-view. What's the deal with you, man? You seem like this thing kind of rubbed you the wrong way. What's going on?
Yeah, man, because we were supposed to be expecting surprises and big spectacles, and
Why are you talking like Triple H now?
Because that's what he
I've been
said.
trying to tell y'all.
That's what he said.
Realness, did y'all realize something? And
What's that?
y'all ought to be ashamed of yourself. I
What's
just
the
clicked
deal?
on Facebook, and y'all ought to be ashamed of yourself. The big announcement. I'm over it.
What
The new tag team titles?
What happened?
What?
I missed it.
The new tag team titles.
Yeah, they look just like the men's.
They say women.
The
Oh,
AEW.
they got women titles. Oh, that's nice.
And
They
they raised
look-
the AEW. They've raised the AEW logo.
See, I ain't got time to have those type of details. That's why you're the belt guy. I look at it with the naked eye, and I said, "Oh, they look just the same."
Oh, okay.
They could have gave me pink. They could have gave me
no-
white. Change the
There's no-
straps.
Because the strap matters, apparently.
On the 25th in Baltimore, it'll be raining.
Exactly.
It's going to
It's
be
going
raining.
to be raining tomorrow. I was just
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Well, thank you, Alexa, for making.
Don't
a
worry,
run
I'll
in
do a
the
short
future.
about
Hey, that's
that.
Google's.
I'm going to
yeah,
do a
please-
short about that.
Please do,
Google's
Brother Guy, because I had no idea. I kept asking everybody like, "What was the announcement?" And I was like,
I forgot about the announcement. Yeah.
So Tony Khan was going to say that you had a partnership with a new movie that's coming out, and his deal will take place at next week's announcement. Tune in this Saturday for the partnership we will have.
Guys aren't wide enough.
And you got to
There it
blink.
is.
He really twitches a lot. He
Yeah,
does
he's got
twitch
it.
a lot.
Hey man, hey man. Let me chill. I ain't gonna say no.
Okay. Look at you.
Okay.
What if it was what if the partnership was with Mortal Kombat? It's like they because WWE did Street Fighter. They said we're doing Mortal Kombat or like Tekken. That's
Nah, see, if he did Mortal Kombat, he'd be with me. I'd be right there with him. Like, yeah,
I'm just saying because you got Mortal Kombat's got a movie coming out,
and it's better than Street Fighter. Yep.
Well, we don't know that for sure. We don't know
Glacier coming back. You know what
Glacier.
I'm saying?
Sub-Zero.
Yeah. Right.
Oh boy. Well,
Damn.
Okay, sorry, I made this wrong.
did anybody
Sorry,
like
Roberts.
anything about Wrestlepalooza? Let me ask you
Yeah,
that.
I love one thing about it. Oh
What's-
my God, I
what's
love
that?
one thing.
Stephanie
Oh,
won.
Like we
yeah.
said it.
Oh,
Travis.
yeah.
Why did you put Stephanie Mercure and Iyo Sky anywhere on that card? Why would you do that?
You needed to.
That's the only thing that saved it. That made it our actual wrestling PLE. Because them two ladies, I didn't realize that. I thought Rhea Ripley and certain people had fight forever energy. I can watch them forever fight energy.
We got a new rivalry out of it.
I'm gonna be honest.
Listen.
That match wasn't even as good as I thought it should be.
Oh, wow.
Oh, you wanted more?
Brother, he's
Yeah,
angry.
bro. I was
What the heck is going on?
expecting. I think their match on Raw was better than that.
Well, that's because they were champion versus champion. This was telling a different story. So they tried
Hey,
to tell
bro.
a different story this time. That's why I appreciate it. Because it made me realize they can do something different. EO lost clean, but because of a tweak injury that she sold very well.
Mhm.
I enjoyed that because
Shout
it
out
didn't make her
to
look
the
weak.
naked knees.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that's what we're doing. But
That's what everybody
I could,
doing nowadays. I
yeah,
don't know why.
apparently. Remember when they let the thighs out? Now they just gonna let the
We never
knees
saw
hang out.
knees before. Okay. All right,
Right.
good.
It's just too much.
All
It's too
right.
much for me.
Oh my God.
But I like the fact that they told that story because I can look forward to their next match, the following
Hmm.
match. It was just to me, I think that saved the show.
That was
Oh yeah, it
I
did. It did.
I was I enjoyed Punk and AJ teaming against Becky and Seth.
Ooh.
I
Sports
really,
think
is
that was fun?
entertainment.
Yeah,
yeah,
Sports
it was
entertainment.
I enjoyed it
completely
because
It
mainstream.
was yeah.
it was,
Yeah.
it was everything that I liked about Ronda Rousey and Kurt Angle versus Triple H and Stephanie McMahon and more. Except this match didn't look as rehearsed as that one. That was a by the book perfect match. That was like, okay, they rehearsed every single beat. And
So
it worked.
what you saying is that you saw it before?
No, I said it was everything and more. Like, it was a great mixed tag match where it was, when the intergender spots happen, it was like the way I like it. Like, y'all know I don't really care for the intergenders. Like, I don't like the striking of it as much, but this wasn't that bad. Those was really the two matches I enjoyed. I think everything else, it was about, to be honest with you, me not getting the results that I wanted. But those two matches, yeah, Stephanie and Iyo, like you said, let them go. That got us to Monday when Asuka broke hearts. Pretty sure so many hearts are broken.
We didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
Oh wait, y'all see Kyrie does look like her soul is leaving her when Oscar called her.
Yeah.
I was like, where did she
Like,
get all
she's
this character?
terrified.
She's a whole different character now.
The
love
thing
it.
I love is that they were able to take all three women and separate them. So it's not
Yeah.
like, just insert
Japanese
Asian woman.
girls. Yep.
Yeah,
I agree with you
they
1000%.
each have their own personality. And y'all know I've always said this, that Japanese wrestling Twitter has just as much gripe as
they
black
do.
wrestling Twitter. There's not been,
And I didn't know
was-
that, Burnage.
yeah, I was
I
explaining.
just found that out.
Yeah, because you think about like how Hakushi came over here. He had a good spot with Bret Hart, but then straight to the mid card to Jerry.
Yeah.
And like me and Kui PR was talking about this the other day. I said, Tajiri was a big deal in Japan. I said, but you wouldn't know that watching WWE. I said, even though, like a guy like Yoshitatsu, like he was a joke over here. I didn't know.
Yeah. He was
that
huge over there.
He was a big deal over there. He
Yeah.
was a huge deal.
Yeah, so like that, and
Because
that
when he
was.
signed, it was a big thing that he jumped over here.
And I think that's what made me irritated about Okada, because I was like, he was somebody I felt that would have been undeniable. Like, you couldn't, and this is a new regime, obviously, but you couldn't hold him back even if you tried to. Like, Shinsuke and Asuka both won the Royal Rumble and both lost. I said, let that have been,
They
say,
didn't
Naomi.
need to lose.
Yeah,
They didn't need to lose.
Yeah, let's say that happened to Naomi and Kofi Kingston in the same night. Oh yeah, Black wrestler Twitter's going off, But yeah, that's the thing. But I'm glad that these ladies are getting a chance to showcase their personality. As much as I hate the "don't need the belt" terminology, they're showing that you can have a story without the championship, which is what we do want,
Yep.
Because when it's time for the belt to be on the line, it's like, oh, okay. Because now I can see a path that leads Asuka to the world title. You know what I mean? Something, and we haven't seen that in so long. But it's like, okay, Stephanie better keep her head on a swivel, because once Asuka's finished doing what she got to do with Iyo and Rhea, if Liv
Kyrie
Morgan
is still right there.
yeah, well, if Liv Morgan don't come back to save her, she coming right after Stephanie.
Yeah, she made it clear. Like, look, I'm here for that world title. And to your point, Brian, I didn't realize how, like, the moment I found out that that Japanese Twitter was just as bad as Black Twitter was when I saw the outrage with Konosuke Takashita won the G1 Climax. And now, me being, racially insensitive, I'm assuming, okay, look, this was one of their homegrown sons. Never even taking consideration that he doesn't work for New Japan. He's technically an AEW superstar. And they're outraged about it. They're like, why do you got a part-timer winning the G1 climax and main event, and I was like, oh wow, they're outraged about this. They're not I'm assuming, being racially insensitive. Oh, they're happy. They just, that's my pick. They're like, no, he's not a New Japan superstar. Why the heck is he in this spot? I was like, oh, this is. And then I started seeing the comments.
He's not one of us. Look, he's not one of us.
That's how they was carrying it, and I was like, oh wow, I didn't know this went down in the land of rising sun. But anyways, yes, man. Well, I'm glad you guys said some positive things about Wrestlepalooza, but I think it served its purpose. ESPN wasn't too thrilled. The fans enjoyed it, of course, and it was a commercial. That's what it was. I think, brother, you disappointed because it wasn't this year's WrestleMania.
No, it's just that if you put that much hype behind this
that
PLE,
is very true though. They definitely.
It's like I feel like you have to deliver. The way it ended, it was just dead. It was a dead ending. We left wanting more. So I mean, I guess it's good in that aspect. I don't know what's coming next, but
sure,
like you left us hanging. We saw this match already with Brock and Cena. We already knew what was going to happen.
They said we doing 2014 again. Yeah, we'll just add a little bit extra to it.
I just feel like exactly.
One more AA. Come on, one more AA.
Right. I just feel like after John Cena had at least 3-4 good matches in a row, great matches, phenomenal matches. You put him right back in this boat where he just basically gets squashed. And I'm like, okay, I get it. It's Brock Lesnar. All right, cool. I get it. But we could have told a different story. It could have been a better match.
And they just move on to
it could have been disqualification.
Next, AJ Styles.
And them two just destroying each other.
Right.
Next up, AJ Styles. Wait a minute. You're not
no
mad?
build,
no
nothing.
Tossed you around?
Exactly.
I literally found out that when they made the announcement that Crown Jewel was taking place in Perth, because I was like, God dang, the Prince must have added another 0 if he's got Crown Jewel. You got what was the other one? Crown Jewel, King and Queen of the Ring, and WrestleMania in the Middle East. And one is in the Kingdom of Jeddah. One is in Riyadh.
They got Royal Rumble too, right?
No, they just. I think that's all speculation.
But isn't the belt with him? So how are they gonna do that with the belt? It's over there in their museum, right?
Yeah, it's in there.
Yeah, I'm assuming so. But like I said, I was like, oh, okay, so they're going to Australia. They're going in Perth, Crown Jewel. I was like, okay, well, that's nice.
But one more thing I want to note real quick, right? Mm-hmm. So you talk about Wrestlepalooza, and one thing I said, all right, you're supposed to give us something, like you're supposed to come into this new era with a bang, right? The first
supposed to
WWE, the first WWE pay-per-view that was on the network, WrestleMania 30, boom, takes care of itself. You feel me? The first PLE on Peacock, Fastlane 2021. Main events, Roman Reigns versus Daniel Bryan, Universal Championship. Obviously, that sets up WrestleMania 37, takes care of itself. Follow me? We also got Randy Orton versus Alexa Bliss that night. And Drew McIntyre versus Sheamus. The thing is, when you had the first Raw on Netflix, it felt like a big deal. It felt like the red carpet was rolled out for it, and then the matches delivered. And that's the thing. And the thing about this, it really felt like what it was. Let's try to stick it to AEW, and let's rush. And I'm disappointed that AEW, the only thing they gave me that I really cared about, and I'll say this personally, was Chris Statlander winning the championship. I don't care about Pac coming back with a haircut, looking like half Daniel Bryan, looking like Daniel Bryan and Johnny Gargano had a love child. I don't care about Eddie Kingston's big return to the ring. I don't, it's just like stuff I just didn't care about. Like they could have. I just felt like AEW could have did something to say, boom. Wait a minute, what just happened?
What can they do though?
Put the belt. They could have put the belt on your boy, even if it was a quick change. Put the belt on Kyle Fletcher.
You don't take it off. You don't take it off a horsey man. Right.
When you got a boring champion, Adam Hangman Page is the most boring champion I've seen, and that's more boring than this run of Cody Rhodes.
Absolutely, he's over. He's over though. That's the thing. They love him. They love Adam Page.
They love. Oh, another one was Darby Allin. Didn't care about him coming back either.
Oh yeah.
You didn't want to see that coffin match?
No.
They wound up putting the man in a body bag later in the night.
Didn't they do something with some fire?
Yeah,
You know,
but then, you know what I'm saying? Like, you had a whole
get
buffer
the
match. But then you
world
talk
title
about him.
on Okada or something. But like they just, I mean, to me, they could have said, "Yo, no, we had this day first, and we're gonna own it." They didn't, but WWE didn't do nothing either. They could have, and word on the street, rumor and innuendo is Cody wanted to drop the title.
He should have
To
dropped
Drew.
the title.
So
But-
everybody took the night off, huh? They phoned
But
it in.
your good buddy, y'all favorite
go.
Booker,
Or if he didn't
Said
drop the
no.
title, Randy should have jumped in somehow, some way.
that's what he
That's
wanted.
what he
That was the
wanted.
rumor.
Cody
He
wanted to do
Randy
that.
to cause him the title.
Because
He wanted
Cody
Randy to cause
knows
him the title.
better than Triple H. He's the real son of Dusty, not
Drew
the
would've-
adopted son of Dusty.
Drew would have been trolling forever with that
Oh my
tag on
gosh, we would
championship.
have never
Going
heard
heavy.
the end of it.
We would have forgot about All Out because it would have been all on Drew.
Boom!
All the attention would have been on Drew. Like I said,
58.
ESPN
And-
would have said Drew McIntyre is the new WWE champion, and he would have been known as this part of this legacy for this new era that he sparked it. Cody kicked off the Netflix era. You know what I mean? Like let Drew have it, because like right now, Drew could have been Drew would have been all over our screens
That's
right now.
that's why this didn't deliver for me, because we weren't left with any huge moments like we usually were. Like we usually get these crazy moments that's trending all over Twitter or X or whatever we want to call it nowadays, all over social media. We
Right.
don't really have anything.
You walk away with
No
something.
disrespect to Stephanie, it didn't feel that big. Like, you know what I'm saying? Her title win didn't feel that, like, nobody's really talking about it. You see what I'm saying?
Because it was
she
no,
wanted
it was
to
no
talk.
big build up to it.
there was nothing. Exactly. So it's like, what are we doing? You booking your date, you booking this paper or this PLE on the same day as All Out, one of AEW's top PLEs or pay-per-views,
But you
and you
didn't
do
have
nothing
to.
big. You didn't.
No
you
Mercy
didn't
gonna
have
be
to.
better.
You didn't have to, but you did.
They didn't have to.
And you on
They don't-
ESPN,
they
so
didn't
there's
even
nothing
care.
extra that you're bringing to the table. This was a glorified episode of Raw.
No, it was Saturday's main event. It was
Definitely
Saturday's
This
main
is what it
event.
was.
Without no retro.
I was just gonna say main event.
It was definitely in your house vibes going on right now. So
That's exactly what it felt like. The first
Yeah.
in your house.
Insurrection.
in your house.
The WWE
round
insurrection.
zero,
Man.
whatever.
The only thing that hit for me was the Iyo and Stephanie match. And like I said, I thought that was going to be better, but it was a good match. It was good. It held down the show.
Mhm.
The mixed tag match for me it was too long. Like, I get the whole story they was telling, the whole build up to the hot
was
tag,
too long.
this, that, whatever. And I was like, dang, hold up. Shoot. This is about half an hour later. We're like, what are we doing?
Big bro and little sister versus big bro and big sis versus little bro and little sis.
Yeah. Yeah, it's exactly what it was.
Man. I was like, all right, just give AJ Lee time. Give her the time she wants.
We did it.
It was fun. I know Edge and Beth probably felt kind of like, dang it. Stuff we
But
can
didn't
do, Beth.
She just returned too, didn't she?
Beth Copeland.
Yeah,
Beth
yeah.
Copeland.
Beth Copeland. You know.
That's
still-
another thing I didn't care about.
Right.
You know why? I know exactly what you feel. It's because we saw it 10 times already.
Boom! Thank you.
Yeah,
With
I-
her husband, 72
Yeah,
times.
like when we saw, first of all, we saw her run in, going for the save. What is like, oh snap, the woman not afraid of the men, and then she gets taken
There
out.
we
I'm
go.
like, well, we kind of saw this with the Judgment Day already. We've seen this a couple times with her. You know what I mean?
It's
where
always
it
when
did
she comes
so.
save him.
Yeah, you know, because we get it. Make your wife look like a badass. Excuse my language. You know what I mean? But it's like, all right, but you did that like 12 times. So
We
it's
know
like,
she
all right.
is. You don't have to prove it to us.
Edge
Yeah,
is looking like he
look at her
did
hair.
in 02. Just looks like a mid Carter. That would never break the
I
glass
just,
ceiling.
I don't know. I like Edge, but it's so conflicting. It's just like, why? Is
He would have been better for me, as I always say, if he never came back. Now, he did come back, but if his career would have stopped with Roman Reigns, his matches with Seth Rollins at SummerSlam, when he took Gangrel's spot on purpose, that would have been enough for
Yeah.
me. After that, everything was,
he should have left before he cut his hair. When he cut his hair and did the Judgment Thing, I was like, nope. See, now we're jumping the
What
shark.
he
Now
got
you
to Rhea
messing up.
Ripley?
Right.
What he got to say like
Yeah,
Rhea?
he was trying to be too different. Like, nope, you're jumping the shark phones early. This is not the time to be creative. You're supposed to go on a retirement run, and what you do is you go home and then you just pop back up whenever you feel like it and stay in shape. Give people their edge moment. Take the money and then go like not
When they
all
go
on
to
wrestling.
Canada.
Yeah,
when
like
they go to Canada, and when it's a big four, you need another member of the Survivor Series team.
bingo,
Got
exactly.
somebody.
So you
think
stay
don't.
special.
now
You
he's sitting
stay
there wanting to
special.
play with John Cena and can't.
Yeah, it's just I feel bad for
I
him.
know
you
that was a cute little shout out though.
Yeah, John
was.
Cena's
That
trying
was
to
cool.
that was his way of saying, "Look, man, I want to have one more edge, and I know I can't." Shout out to you, Cope. So,
No, he walked out tonight though. He said, "Look, I'm done with AEW.
He
I'm
did.
done." He supposedly walked out. Yeah.
yeah, of course.
Oh, Edge.
Yeah. No, it's Cope. Cope.
I'm
Actually,
sorry.
thank you.
That name is
Apologize.
horrible. Adam
Copeland
Copeland.
come
He should have just been Sexton Hardcastle. I'm sorry.
Nah, he was.
Yeah,
Nah,
definitely
that's,
should've.
that's even worse. Sexton.
That's.
He was better off just being Adam Copeland. We know your edge. It's okay.
But why is Christian still that heel? He was saying
Because
every
it's the
time he
best
just-
work he's
Hey, too
done.
much money.
Absolutely.
He's not letting it go.
Like
He's like,
we
I can't
walked
go back to
he
being.
said, "How's your father?" With that turtleneck with no sleeves.
I
When he
can't
was
go back to
walking
being.
backstage, he said, "You know what? But he's mine." Because he asked me, he said, "How's your father?" I was like, "Oh, he can't let it go. He
No,
can't."
he's
It's
like, look,
so
man, this is
funny.
the best run I've had in a long time. I'm not gonna stop. He can't just
Right.
be a regular cat.
The only person who's improved. He should have been the AEW World Champion.
He should have, but he held that
Bingo, I
daggone
been said
contract
that.
forever.
Well,
And then
Ben said
it's-
he should have been a champion.
yeah, he had that good run. When remember him and Kenny Omega had that match. What was that on? Was that
Yeah, that was the kickoff the Collision.
That's what
Remember when
it
they
was.
the
Yeah.
first episode of Collision? Because
That's
that's
when
when
Kenny
he took
Omega
the
was on top of the world,
Yeah, he took the TNA title from him.
and he went back to
Remember?
Impact. Yeah,
Well, the Impact World title, and he took the Moose TNA
brought back
title
to
from him.
TNA, which will be a
Then he said,
foreshadow
"Retire
because
this one."
TNA would actually return.
But guess
Right.
what? We got Jurassic Park back.
Bruh.
Yeah, what's up with
absolutely.
that? You
Bro.
guys,
Bro.
Kill Switch is
we
gone.
got nothing else better to do. Kill Switch just
Well,
got an action
here's-
figure that came out. It literally says Kill
And
Switch
then
in Target
Kill
right now, and it's red.
Yeah.
So my only
Yeah.
problem with, and I feel like AEW has this problem, and I thought I got past it until that ladder match when you realize that nobody in AEW can be by themselves. Like you literally just have to. Nope. You by yourself. Hold on. No,
Single
somebody else
star,
on the
no, you're
roster. Put
not.
them together. No,
Yeah.
you're not. Because you're going to be a tag team. You're going to be everything. Put them together. Like why is Bandito
Trios
and
tag
Witch call it together? Right.
Was
Yeah.
it true that
And when
Daniel
they-
Bryan was on? My bad. I thought you was done. Go ahead.
No, you could.
No, Was it true that Daniel Bryan was on commentary, just straight up, just being real? Like, look, they went
Grab
half
the
the
belt.
match without.
He forgot it was a show.
Without even reaching for the daggone titles in the ladder
he
match,
said,
and
"Why
he
don't
was
you
like,
grab
"What are
the
y'all doing? Like, reach for the titles. You right there."
It's right
Like,
there. It's right there.
It's like
I was
nobody's
watching it,
smartened
but
up.
I had the sound off because I was doing something else. But yeah,
Nobody's smartened up Daniel Bryan.
Oh,
Like,
brother.
"Dang, Bryan, they're working. What are you
What
doing?"
were you doing?
I was doing another podcast actually.
Okay,
Oh,
making
you
guest
cheating on me
appearances,
again?
brother Hugh. Yeah,
You cheating on
boy.
me?
No, I was helping my brother. Yeah, so,
But I'm the tag team partner. I'm not your tag team anymore.
Oh.
We're not a tag team.
Okay about that thing.
Oh, you got quiet. You got quiet. No? Okay. I can still see you. You have to talk. Make sound come out your mouth. You were sounding sexy all night. Now you can't say nothing. Don't say nothing then the rest of the night then.
Wow.
Back to you,
Whoa,
Realness.
brother. Whoa.
You guys are having a championship culture squabble
Look at him. You already say something.
live
Look
on
at
the
him.
air. It's funny because as we hear you mouthing like,
right.
I'm like, okay, well, anyway, it's okay. But speaking of TNA championships, thank you, Moose, for bringing that back. Even on the white strap, were you guys mad about that? No. TNA
not at
is
all.
Nah.
that's what we're here to talk about tonight. Is because Matt Cardona. I probably should have brought him up first, but he said something so prolific. He said TNA and Matt Cardona are very similar. Been in this business for 20 years, ups and downs, but no matter what the case is, we're always going to be here to whatever the case may be, blah, blah, blah. I'm team TNA, this is TNA, blah, blah, blah. So TNA decided they had enough. Over weeks, this had been brewing for a while, brothers. NXT has always seemed to have the upper hand in this partnership between WWE and TNA Wrestling. And I like the fact that there's, like I said, call me selfish, but I enjoy the fact that there's so many former WWE superstars that may not have room for them on the roster right now that fit into that space. But, over the few weeks, there have been some trending things going on in the wrestling Twitter space, especially amongst TNA wrestlers and NXT wrestlers in exchange. And they have been, needless to say, not happy about TNA's champion being a WWE superstar, Trick Williams, kind of being a bigger star than Obafemi, and everybody just on both shows. Trick Williams is ridiculous. Trick Williams is a star. Like, this is coming from me now. Trick Williams is, I watch the little things that he does, the subtle nuances. You could tell that's one of Booker T's proteges. You see it, like his mannerisms, everything that he does now. Even I'll get into that in a second, but
His ring
TNA,
gear,
yeah,
the way he moves in the ring.
like he
He's on a lot
does
of
things.
kicks.
He
That's
does things on purpose, and I'm like, okay, you're paying attention to the details that make a difference. You know what I mean? And it's
mm-hmm.
like, okay, cool. We just like you said, how you dress, the kicks. We see the influence of Booker T, even like the facial expressions. I'm like, oh, nah, he's on his learning tree. I know we talking about Jericho. You excited, brother? God's coming, but I was like, I
Even to
said,
the way
man,
he wears the belt.
yeah, I'm trying to like he does. I see Booker T to me is to this day is the greatest WWE superstar African American champion that we've ever had. Like to me, he's the standard of what an African American pro wrestler should be. Period. For me, like that's just what it
Mm-hmm.
is. It doesn't get. He's in the same group with the Triple H's and that, and all the top dogs. So on a scale from there to Triple H, I'm like, okay, I see his teaching and influence over him. But TNA is not happy about this. He's been parading around, and they don't like the fact that he's been doing numbers for TNA. So now he feels he's untouchable. So we have a title for title match on NXT between Obafemi, who was the current NXT champion, and Trick Williams, who was a WWE superstar, NXT superstar, but he is the TNA Wrestling World Champion. And it took place at the Capitol Wrestling Complex where NXT is held. And it seemed as if things were going to go pretty smooth. And then TNA had made it their point to show up because they said, well, we want to see who our champion is going to be since it's a winner take all. One thing led to another. TNA wrestlers had enough. They invade the ring. Mike Santana starts it off. He jumps over the rail, gets on commentary, says a few words. He pops Trick Williams, and that seemed like that was the gang signal, and everybody let loose. Every TNA superstar that was in the building, and you felt something brewing the entire night because Vic Joseph and Booker T kept saying, man, they the way they sold it, they kept trying to say like, man, we trying to focus on what's going on in the ring. But you can tell that they kept alluding to like, yo, there's tension in this room right now, and I'm seeing guys. Even Booker T stopped and looked at Mike Santana and said, "Man, you good, bro?" He said, "Yeah, why?" He said, "Man, you got that look in your eye. I've seen that look before, man. We trying to have a match here, man. Like don't do nothing crazy." Mike Santana, "Nah, man, I'm here for business. I'm here on commentary. Whatever says what said in Spanish." I'm like, uh-oh, and then all hell breaks loose. NXT TNA superstars invade NXT superstars, clear the locker room immediately. Like they were not just back there watching that match. They knew something could potentially go down, and we got an all-out gang war. So we seen some familiar faces. There were some faces that were missing that I wanted to see back on WWE TV, but it is official. Like it officially happened. TNA finally invades WWE, and we're here to talk about it. We're going to talk about this. Did it work? Is it a good sign for TNA? Does it move the needle for them in any way? And compared to a few other invasions that we have seen and experienced in pro wrestling. So who wants to tackle this one first?
I think I think it was a good build up to what they got.
Okay.
First of all, you got to think about with Trick Williams carrying that title like a champion, like he is. Then you have the socials, the things going on with the socials, the TNA superstars voicing their opinions about everything that's going on. Then what got me was throughout the night you had the backstage segments with the NXT superstars, and you see the TNA superstars just walking in the background. They'll creep in through the back door or something. So I thought that was a nice little touch. And then of course you get to the final match and everybody's standing around and whatnot. So I think it was a pretty good build to what we got.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping that there's a different angle than what we got before. With the Invasion angle, WCW.
Okay.
Right now it seems like a different feel, but overall, first of all, I want to talk about the pop from Matt Cardona. I'm glad that they didn't show him until the end when he just randomly walked in and the crowd went crazy for him.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right,
The
that's
complete
great.
Matt Cardona.
Exactly. Exactly. So I mean, once that happened and the invasion started, I was like, all right, cool. Now let's see what we getting next from it. It was a nice little touch, and I'm eager to see what's going to happen next for sure. But I think TNA, it works for TNA because they're on WWE TV.
Yeah.
Every single one of those superstars, even the ones that are former WWE superstars, they're on WWE TV. That matters. The TNA title is on WWE TV each and every week. So
It's a big audience.
they're getting the viewership, they're getting the exposure, and that's all that matters. Thanks to Trick Williams, thanks for Shawn Michaels, and whoever else is helping with the booking.
Yeah, no doubt. I'll just go ahead and jump in. The crazy part about everything you said, Brother Hugh, is even before that moment happened, the match that Obafemi and Trick Williams were having was ridiculous.
Yes.
To me, that might have been the best match I've seen this week. Like from top to bottom, just watching them both work with each other. I said, I don't know if they got really good chemistry or I just been missing NXT all this time, but Trick Williams looked really
They
good
got
in the
good
ring.
chemistry.
Maybe that's what it is then. And then Obafemi looked really good. Like I'm like, he is starting to learn how to look dominant but not indestructible.
Yeah.
You know who's a master at that? Gunta.
Yeah.
Gunta is the master at being dominant but not indestructible. Like he does it in a way where it makes sense, but it also makes his opponent look formidable. And everything that he was doing with Trick Williams in the ring, I was like, man, this is almost a shame that this is going to end. You knew it was going to end in the worst way, but it was like, man, the match they were putting on, like you would think in situations like that, you would tone it down. Somebody's got a TV on. You would tone it down because you know what the end result is, right? You know, like, hey, this is going to end in this melee. So, but it's like, no, they literally went out there and tried to burn the house down. Was what they did in the ring, and then had that happen. But yeah, I agree with you, Brother Hugh. It was really good. It was fun. Like
it was very fun.
No. They left me thinking, oh shoot, now I got to see what's going to happen on TNA because it's going to be addressed because now everybody's playing into it. Tommy Dreamer's like, can we get footage of what happened afterwards, please? Because of course their cameras went off. We don't know this, that, and the third. So there's a natural speculation. But I think if you can do that at the end of the day for your wrestling show, especially for a show like NXT in a smaller setting, I think it played out very well. There's a few pieces missing, and I'm not sure if it was done on purpose for a number of different reasons. But man, I enjoy it. What about you, brother guy? No, let's go to Brian. I don't hear brother guy.
Okay.
I hear brother guy. He's a TNA guy. Brian H. How'd you feel about this NXT invasion? I mean, this TNA invasion of NXT. Did they pull it off right? Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I think I know I was watching this. I feel like I probably had it on mute, and it meant the eye test, right? When you sitting up there, we watch so much wrestling. Sometimes it's like, all right, let me just see what's going to happen, and all of a sudden you see all hell break loose. It's like, whoa, what just happened? So I thought it did what it was supposed to do. So I thought that was great, but also, WWE finding a way, or let's just say Shawn Michaels finding a way to make sure that NXT title match, because you got a big match coming up this weekend with Ricky Saints and Obafemi, and Ricky just coming out there, all the chaos, and it's just so funny watching him just walk out there, eyes on the NXT championship. Nobody cares. He doesn't care about all this chaos going on because he's got one thing in mind, and that kind of reminded me of kind of like old school. When you would have like something break out, like say if DX and the Nation was fighting, right, and or even like DX and the Corporation and Stone Cold come out there, he ain't worried about helping DX, he worried about that belt. So I thought that was great, but overall, it's good to see just this partnership, to be able to get exposed to the TNA wrestlers, and then even like Cedric Alexander said something like, yeah, it was kind of a little different being out there on the different side of things. I thought that was a great sell job from him. You got Chelsea, obviously, being happy about Cardona. So it's showing that this can last a while. It's not just, okay, we're going to do this and we're done with y'all. It's like, nah, we're going to see this whole, whether it's an invasion, I think done right, there'll be some room for this at War Games, or even if it's like the night before when Survivor Series is in San Diego at Petco Park. So this would be fun.
I feel like this is a PLE.
Yeah, I think I mean, I don't see why not. You do Worlds Collide with AAA, and you have the mix of superstars. I think you would have to figure out, hey, what's the balance? Because it's like, okay, one, you have stars that's trying to get over on your space, but then also you're trying to also get an entire company over and their superstars over. So, but I mean, sheesh, like I said, you got a former WWE guy working that runs TNA at this point, which is Tommy Dreamer. So
this would have been good on ESPN just for the visual alone.
Yeah, because it was exciting and it had just enough familiar faces. Like Cedric looked good out there. Matt Cardona was a huge. I don't know if they hit him on purpose because they didn't want him to overshadow the moment.
I believe that's so, because Yeah, the way it was done, it was perfect. The way it was done.
Like we didn't see all his highlights until like after the fact. I'm like, oh, so
He would be
he
better off taking the title from Trick than Mike Santana.
yeah, but he's
Yeah,
not. He has commitment issues. So like he hangs with TNA, but he doesn't. They're not going
Yeah.
together yet. They're just dating. So, but it was like two people that I didn't see
That's a
from.
heck of an analogy.
I'm just saying.
it's
Nah,
true
let's take
though.
it further. What it really is, yeah, they dating because he's still hoping that old thing call him back.
Yeah, like this.
Oh,
If that's
absolutely.
his
He
weight,
holding up.
if that's his
He
weight,
holding up.
that's the thing about it, brother guy. That's why he snatched that shirt off the way he did. We saw because when the show went, when you watch the post show and all the pictures, it looks a lot cooler than what we actually saw. Like them climbing on the ropes. I said, "Oh, that must have happened after the fact." Because by the time the show went off, it was still a bit of a melee going on.
They was just
But
fighting.
but when you saw the pictures post, he was. I said, oh, "Yeah, he made sure he was in the gym that week just to let people know, like, hey." And I think
I'm
for him,
ready.
he's probably maybe he's trying to see, like, hey, let me try to get Matt Cardona over because everyone knows him as Zack Ryder, but he wanted to be so completely different that, like, maybe this might be his way of being reintroduced to the world as.
I think we passed this. I mean, don't say. I think we're past Zack Ryder. I
No,
think
I
we're
think
in
we are
Matt
too. They
Cardona's
just,
face.
I think they're scared to pull the trigger on him because they're afraid the mainstream audience won't allow him to be anything besides that. But I'm like, but if you do
Right.
it this way, you can reacclimate them into this new person. So when he pops up, you won't. There'll be a history that you can tell, like, no, he's Matt Cardona. He's not Zack Ryder anymore. And Triple H has shown that he doesn't mind changing names. He did it with the War Raiders and everybody else. He's giving everybody their names back and stuff like that. But yeah, him showing up, and then you had the Iconics, known as the Inspiration, and then you had like
Mhm.
I know Kazarian and Eric Young probably felt like especially Kazarian, because Kazarian he's never had his chance in WWE. He's never got a chance to be a part of that, right?
Right.
Mhm.
So he's been in Ring of Honor and then AEW, and then him going back to TNA, like, this is his chance to have that moment. He hopped that rail. I was like, oh yeah, look at him, he's having a blast. So I was happy for him. Three names I didn't see. I wanted to see Brian Myers, didn't see him. I wanted to see Mustafa Ali, didn't see him. I wanted to see Zigzag. Now there are probably three main reasons why we didn't see them. They might have overshadowed the moment, but I don't know. What they gave us was really cool. Brother guy, this is your time to shine. You have been the TNA guy for a long time, right? This is something that I don't think we've ever thought we've been able to see. But as far as, to me, the wrestling partnerships, so you have AEW and AAA that used to work together. I remember when Kenny Omega was on his run, and then you see his AEW and Impact that was working together, and then AEW New Japan. They had all the partnerships, and then I think WWE stole it. Like, well, maybe we can start working with other promotions. And then now, to me, this has been the most creatively compelling, like, collaboration between two organizations where they're actually creatively getting involved, not just one superstar going over and just exchanging talent like it's an exchange program. You know what I mean? Call me crazy, but it seems like, hey, this is the first time we've seen creative in this company match the creative in this company, as well as a talent exchange. But brother guy, like I said, this is your time. You're the TNA guy. What did you think after 20 years, TNA finally invading WWE in this space the way that they did it?
So I'm going to say this because when I first saw it, I said, we're finally going to get an invasion done right. The problem that I had with the invasion, the
Mhm.
company was gone. WCW was gone. It
Right. Okay.
was the WWE. You know what I'm saying? So we really
Yeah.
didn't get to see it play out almost like how the Young and the Restless and the Bold and Beautiful will cross over and the characters would cross, but we could see the storyline crossing over. Or
Mhm.
kind of like how you in comic books where you get to see the crossover between them. It's not like, oh,
Yeah.
one comic book in, no, you got to go read this one to see what's going to happen next, but come back to the main one. So I got really excited because I think that this is well overdue, and I think this partnership is finally starting to pay off because I think the brothers hit all the points because I have notes as well.
Mhm.
The fact that you still said we got Ricky Saints here, and he just walked out all nice and cool, like Hollywood said, perfect moment.
It
Don't
was a
lose
movie
fact
scene.
of yeah, don't lose fact that we got that championship, but look what's going on behind you, right?
Yep.
And they're not just on WWE program, they're in WWE network and they're getting all the eyes on their product because
Mhm.
after this, you're gonna want to tune in on Thursday and Friday
They
to see
definitely
what's
got
going
me.
on. Because yeah, the network, if you go on social media, that's all you saw. I got to watch the whole truck match again just for clicking on YouTube. They had the whole match
Oh, they did.
They had the whole match
Oh
on
yeah,
there from
they showed that they put the
Put
whole
the full
segment on there.
segment.
Nah, that
The
joint was
whole
really
segment.
good.
yep,
Yeah.
which I think is a cool thing that they did. So now a casual fan be like, wait a minute, not knowing if these are former WWE guys, but the one thing I can say about this,
Hmm.
you had to watch it, and I'm glad Hollywood said he was watching it on mute because they're forcing you to engage in the whole thing.
There
And
you
it's the
go.
reason that he keeps saying sports is entertainment. If you're watching the baseball game, yeah, you're watching, you enjoyed it. But if you're home watching, you hear the commentary, it adds a different feel.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, it's a different feeling, right? The same thing for any sport. So the whole time when Booker T and what you call it was talking, he when he said, Booker, how would you feel when you were WCW champion and you had to carry the WWE and the comment got cut off? They were trying to allude to the title unification match, trying to tell you, no, they're going to unify. I mean, winner take all match. But it was the fastest the locker room ever came out.
Yeah.
And they're telling these stories to tell a story. Everything they did was to be a highlight reel, a package deal, so the TNA audience can say, oh, what did I miss? Wait a minute, Cedric Alexander was back in WWE? Hold
Hmm.
on, Matt Cardona went back in WWE? If I'm a diehard TNA fan, now I can see these highlight packages because what's going to happen on Thursday, you know it's going to be shown on Tuesday. So it's interesting to see that now we have active players in the game and
Hmm.
not just a one-sided thing. Because we haven't seen, hate to say this, Silva has only been in the audience when it's a title match. Where was he at? Where's his backstage? Where's his thinkiness? Why
Hmm.
is he quiet? He hasn't grabbed the mic. He handed Trick the belt. He looked kind of sad when, it happened, but he's like, yep, he's my champion. This is what I got. Think that they're going to start telling us something where it's Shawn Michaels, we know he's a character. We know he can grab a mic, he can do whatever, right?
Hmm.
Because I don't know if Ava will be able to carry this the way that it should come out. But you're
Right.
gonna need that Shawn Michaels
That authority
star power,
figure,
right?
that old
Right.
cowboy.
Like this is my brand versus that
Hmm.
brand. And I hope that we get to see not necessarily dream matchups, but matchups that would make more sense to further this to make me want to tune in, not just on Tuesday, but Thursday. Because even did you notice, even when Steve Maclin was standing in the audience, he was holding his title.
He was.
You saw
Yeah.
that it was a lot of their champions had their titles there at first, and they said, "Oh, look, they all got stakes to see who would be their champion." Oh, look, the TNA Knockouts champion is here. One half of the Knockouts tag team champion, like they kept saying it, and I'm like, they're showing you this for a reason because we've only
Hmm.
seen the X Division outside of the two world titles. I
Right.
said I would not be surprised if a lot of them TNA women actually fight for the TNA tag belts again, or vice versa. They don't have to fight for it on Tuesday. They can fight for it on Thursday again. So I'm excited because it's going to give us that shot in the arm that TNA needed because let's call it what it is. The roster was a little thin.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
roster was starting to
That
become rinse
that
and
was kind of
repeat.
my thing.
Yeah,
Big
it was
Ten.
very
Yep.
rinse and repeat.
Yeah.
Especially with a lot of their female stars disappearing for reasons. I think this is going to be what they need.
Okay. Th-
And
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, it gives them a chance to actually, all right, yeah, we know what happened to some people who left WWE, went straight to TNA, right?
Hmm.
But now they're like a whole different character that can do more. And they already good dance partners with people already there. So they know these people. It's not a whole bunch, it's not a lot of risk in it now. Because if I was training with you for the last 2 years and now I'm in TNA, guess what? We
Right.
can still do the same match. No love loss. I like you. I don't have I want to be better than you. No, we are working this together. Because we're
Mm.
truly friends. I'm just in a different company now. So
Okay. And I got no problem with that. So it's just with all that being said, it's been fun to watch. I think it was very bold of TNA to have this little engine that could attitude where it's like, look, man, don't think just because you're WWE we're afraid of you guys. They look really really strong. I would love to have seen like because Matt Hardy be out there, but I understand why he can't because he would overshadow the moment because
yeah, the Hardys couldn't
Matt
be there.
Matt Hardy's a social media guy, so he was there. He was active in the social back and forth. Like that's this we're still
Playing
TNA
his
and
role. Look, that's his
yeah.
role.
Because he's a vet over there, so he's one of the elder statesmen. But like I said, I think they sold some t-shirts. We got some I Am Team TNA wrestling t-shirts, and I was like, man, this is going to be like a united front for this group. And
And you know
I
what's
think
going to be the major tale?
what's
On
that?
Tuesday when you see these shirts.
Oh
Wouldn't be
yeah,
surprised if WWE played people with these t-shirts in the arena. Even if it's not true fans, I could see them making sure that these shirts are seen.
No,
Well, Saturday.
Oh yeah,
Oh, that's
Saturday.
right.
That
I
is the
forgot
pay per
about
view,
that
right?
PLE. Yeah.
yeah. So let's talk
Look,
about some of the
look.
other.
If y'all
Go
need
ahead,
somebody
brother.
to wear a T-shirt, I'm right here.
Yeah,
I'm
because
right here. Just
Paul
holler.
watches our show, so
Right.
yeah, Paul, we're available. I'm available to wear a t-shirt. So here's my thing. So two things. One, I want to talk about as we wrap this up. Where does this go? How can we help TNA? Because they're going to steal our ideas anyway. How do we help TNA continue to keep this momentum as far as this invasion angle? And two, how does this measure up against some of our other favorite invasion angles? We all know the biggest one was obviously the WCW invasion angle, and outside of the initial shock of it all, it was like, okay. But there's been a couple of other times where we've had this, maybe not full-blown invasion angles, but in moments of invasion, like when NXT invaded SmackDown, due to some other thing, it was a creative way to handle something that really went down. But it was cool to have DX leading those, NXT into SmackDown and take over for an evening, which was pretty cool. And then we also have ECW. ECW has done this before, same in similar fashion. Not officially named a brand partner of WWE, but they were unofficially, WWE's developmental territory. We didn't know that Vince McMahon was helping Paul Heyman footing the bill, but we saw they introduced RVD to the WWF Raw audience. They introduced Sabu to the Raw audience. You know what I mean? It makes sense now why Jerry Lawler was going down there all the mother freaking time. Outside the fact that he was still an actively independent wrestler, which nobody knew or understood. So throughout the week, he's traveling, wrestling, and then doing commentary. But he was one of ECW's biggest supporters because he was a veteran being in that space. And even when he invaded, he had Sabu and RVD in the ring, and he almost caused a riot down there, which is in Jerry Lawler fashion. You can imagine how that went down. So, we've seen this before in other areas, and it's fun to see this kind of preempted stuff back up again. But so what does TNA need to do in order to keep this momentum, to help carry this into look, we're trying to build TNA organically as possible through this partnership. Now, this is just the beginning, but how do we make this stick? Anybody got any suggestions? I have a major suggestion, and I don't know if it's going to work.
Styles.
No, that's too much.
AJ Styles, man. You got to make it even, man. You got to make it feel something. You got to give that shot in the arm. And why not?
AJ Styles is bigger than TNA and NXT altogether.
He did his
That's the point. He's not. What is he going to do? He's going to have this match with John Cena. He's not going to be competing for a world championship. He got to go down there. He got to put a jolt on this. We are going into sweeps month. CW could use a boost. WWE, their Q scores ain't the greatest right now. Let's be real. After that WrestlePalooza, they could use something to get people talking. Right. Yeah. What, WrestlePalooza?
When you say WrestlePalooza, it just doesn't have a certain.
It does. Call it Colossal Tussle. They could have called it that. Just go back there. But yeah, they have AJ Styles go down there because nobody would really see it coming.
Right, but who's AJ Styles going to wrestle? Bobby Roode?
Don't matter. At this point, it don't matter. Bobby Roode, go over there. Come out there. Glorious. Nope. Go over there, join. Bring the TNA legends. I wish Jeff Jarrett wasn't under contract. He could come play.
Listen to me. I agree with you 1,000%. I'm all for that. I was mad. I didn't understand when Rhino left. As soon as WWE got there, I think he probably had a loyalty to Scott D'Amore, but once he left, they put him in the Hall of Fame and he left. It's like he's my TNA contract is up. I'm like, why would you leave? WWE's coming in the mix, but
And you know them. You used to go there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But then you bring down to balance it out. Mm-hmm. Homecoming, you send Finn Balor down there. And then you have Finn Balor leading the NXT people. He said, look, I know it's looking a little different. And my mentality is, right? Mm-hmm. The biggest thing about the invasion that happened in 2001, the reason why we was feeling like something was missing because the big stars was not available. Mm-hmm. They could have just held it off for a whole year. You could have had your Hogan, Hall, Nash, Goldbergs. We didn't have them, right? Mm-hmm. Instead we got the Temu versions. You have AJ Styles available. You could do something. You have, like I said, Finn Balor, to mix it up, even it up. You got Finn Balor. Have Finn Balor go down there. Seth Rollins, he's too big, his career, but Finn Balor is still we still resonate. God,
Finn Balor and AJ. Finn Balor and NXT, AJ and TNA.
That's what I'm saying. And then you bring on you put your biggest stars next to them, So then you imagine, I don't know who's big over in TNA. Let's just say for the purpose of this conversation, right? You
Don't
do
say it
bring
like that. You know who it is. Say it.
what, Ziggler?
Nah.
No, I thought you was gonna say somebody else.
Ooh, Cardona? I'm thinking
Nope.
the
No,
biggest.
he was gonna say Joe Hendry.
Say Moose.
Moose. Oh yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Like he's the biggest, like legit. Hey, I'm a
To me.
TNA guy. You know,
In all
He is.
honesty,
The biggest
He is.
flag bearer.
He is.
you take him and you have AJ Styles versus versus like a Finn Balor or Oba Femi or Finn Balor and a Trick Williams. That looks like a big deal.
this can get tricky though. This could, if not to say that it would, but just devil's advocate. This could get. You got to remember about Impact. Don't forget Drew Galloway was in Impact. Don't forget that Pentagon and Ray Phoenix. Pentagon's a former Impact World Champion.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Don't forget that. You know that here's my pick. My pick is Killer Cross. Like, listen,
And
you try
TNA?
yeah, and TNA. Think about it.
Why not?
So here's my thing. You're trying to find a way to keep momentum going in TNA, and you're afraid that everybody that has gone up against somebody in NXT is not enough to bring it back home. You know what I mean? And it's like, okay, cool. You know, Tommy Dreamer says we signed somebody that used to be a former Impact. Was he a former Impact champion, Killer Cross?
Yes.
Okay, so he was him and Scott. Because that's when he wore the pants. Right? He wore pants, just had the bald head. So you bring in somebody like him, you sign Killer Cross. You know it, and because I'm still not convinced that him and WWE are not in cahoots with each other. But if the buzz has wore off and he's not as popular as he thinks he is, and that's
Definitely
the case,
has.
yeah, kind of. That's why I was like, wait a minute. I thought it was an angle, but now I'm like, ooh. And now I'm not so sure it's an angle because then nobody's thinking about it. Imagine he signs with TNA. He goes, okay, fine. WWE doesn't want me. I'll sign with TNA, and then TNA goes, okay, cool. He's going to be the one to dethrone Trick Williams, and then he kind of brings it back home to TNA, and he will be a huge star for that brand. Would he be too big of a star? Probably right now, because now once again you have the same problem you started with. Now who's going to take it from him? But at least he will be I still consider him a homegrown TNA guy because he was Killer Cross more in TNA than he was Karrion Kross in WWE. That's still fresh. You know what I mean? I don't look at him as the WWE guy. He was an independent superstar. You know what I mean? He was a world traveled guy. So I'm like, all right, look, if you want somebody, get Killer Cross. Like, man, imagine you see Killer Cross doing all the stuff he wants to do. Now, no, I'm sure he probably wants to be in WWE because his best attribute is his storytelling and all the extra stuff, you know, not the actual ring thing. That's not what he's known for. So he may not get that opportunity to do it. But if they wanted a bigger star, that they can say, hey, look, imagine Killer Cross comes in there and in all his stature beats Trick Williams or over for whoever it is that may be the champion at the time, most likely Trick Williams. And now he's the new flag bearer of TNA. Does that not give TNA credibility? Does it not give them a champion that they're probably looking for? You don't sound convinced, Brian. Neither one of you guys sound convinced. I thought that was a good take. You guys gave me crickets.
No, I'm not opposed.
Sometimes you gotta digest the take, man. You can't just jump and just be talking.
Y'all will not. As soon as I said Drew McIntyre, all y'all was like, "Yep, that's true. Yeah, Penta. Oh yeah. Killer Cross." Y'all was like, "Oh yeah, you know."
Drew McIntyre will actually be a real good one, but
that's too big.
Exactly. Yeah, he's a main roster guy.
Yeah.
So
you need somebody that's like not too big, but not too.
To stop avoiding them.
To be honest, Karrion is probably the best one. Not to mention he just shook hands with the Righteous at the indie show. You heard about the rumors with the Righteous in WWE,
and they were in Impact for a little bit before they went to AEW.
Exactly. So
I don't get it.
What if you bring all three of them? Hey man, I don't know.
But you know what, Brian H? The way I feel about the Righteous is the same way I feel about Tommaso Ciampa and Ring of Honor. I didn't get him either. I'm like, dude, what is he? And then he got to WWE, and I was like, oh, I get it now. Just the sauce sometimes. You know what I mean? It's like you kind of know what you want to do, but you don't know how to present it the right way, or you may not be in position to present it the right way.
Sure.
So like that's the vibe I get with them because it's the same thing. So they always look like knockoffs. Like it's anywhere between like Sanity with Eric Young, what he did, and then the Wyatt family. But then they're kind of like, so you can't really figure out what these guys are. And then you hear something like, oh, Karrion Kross, like, look, man, Bray Wyatt wanted to secretly do like an extension out there where we probably wouldn't have said it, but we would have alluded to it. You know what I mean? And it's like, oh, okay. So this is like almost like a cancer spreading everywhere. It's not just a WWE thing. It's a, and Bray Wyatt would have found the right words to kind of shout them out and said that, you know what I mean? This disease that
Make
is
you pay
taking
attention to
over
them.
has spread to the rest of the world. My brothers, the righteous. He just said something.
We are
See?
Chills.
See?
with the righteous.
See?
And
I told you.
understand that no matter the content of the city, we will be there to spread the word for you,
See?
my brothers.
See, as soon as
Follow
I
the
said
buzzer.
it, you
Let
were
the
like,
firefly
oh,
light.
yep. You know what I'm
Light the
saying?
fireflies
The fireflies
in
are
every
not
arena.
contained in just one jar. You like, oh, you know
You've
what I
seen the
mean?
light burning.
So it's like, okay, I don't know. That's just, I don't know. My speculation and my creativity is just saying, hey, I don't know if this is a thing that you could use, but see, I don't know the full nature of the TNA partnership with WWE. I don't know how much control they really, really have, or you know what I mean, what the agreement is. Like, hey, we'll do this, but like the word just got out about the Good Brothers and well, not the Good Brothers, but they can't work Maple Leaf Pro in Canada with Scott D'Amore at this point. You know what I mean? And you remember when he
Why
left,
not?
everybody was in an uproar. You know what I mean?
Right.
They was like, it's not fair. He was the heart and soul of TNA. Like he was finally, he went to the company and said, look, man, please sell it to me because I'll do right by it. But the whole time they kind of knew they weren't going to do that because they already had conversations with Nick Khan and old Tripster. And I was like, oh, they kind of knew what they were going to do all this time. And then they had a reason to get rid of Scott D'Amore because once he, said, look, just let me have the company. And they're like, dude, we can't keep you around. You just wanted to buy the company from under us.
Right.
So,
right.
Yep.
so it's like, they pretty much, Moose was like, yeah, I love Scott, talk to him all the time, but we're not allowed to work there because, they work with AEW guys and that's our competition now. And I was like, oh, okay. So you guys are really choosing sides. So like there's all these logistics and points that I'm not really sure where it hits, but this, I don't know how much say if I'm TNA, I'm gonna let WWE do whatever they want to do. Same thing with AAA. Like you look at AAA shows, AAA shows used to be loaded back in the day, like back when Mexican superstars and Latin superstars weren't like, you were lucky if you got in WCW, but even after WCW, you were done. Like there was no place you could go.
Right.
Once WCW left, it become like WWE was never. You had to be the exception to the rule. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's like their shows used to be really, really stacked, and it's like they're getting back to that now because of this partnership. Because same thing, they had the same problem team. They had their rosters were getting thin. You know what I mean? People have come and gone. People have been in and out. It's like, but now when you look at a AAA show, it's one of the most viewed. It does like 2.8 million views in like 16 hours on YouTube. That's you know what I mean? Like that's ridiculous. Like even by any numbers, I don't care if it's free. Like those are crazy numbers for anybody to see. You know what I mean? Like I've never watched the AAA show all the way through. I've always watched clips because I never had access to it. But I will go back and see clips.
Right.
So when you watch TNA and they talk about Judas Messias and people's backgrounds, man, you watch a AAA show underneath that WWE camera, you're like, yo, this is a different product, but the fans are really passionate about it. It's fun to watch, especially when you got stars like Dominic Mysterio and Natalia, and like they allow Natalia to be a completely different character in these places. Yep. I'm like, okay, see, they get it. Where it's like, okay, Triple H may be in charge of creative, but they don't revamp. They don't try to make it WWE light. They just add a little WWE production dust on it while they let them
They
still do
sprinkle
that
something
thing.
on it. They give them the funding, the machine behind it.
Yep.
But it's working for them. So we're seeing the same
Because
thing
he said
happen.
Triple H always had good wrestling. They didn't have the money. So now they got the whole backing. They're going to get better.
And that's probably what they were missing for the longest time. You know what I mean? But now that AAA is excited, like, look, we got a future. We don't have to be responsible for footing the entire bill. We can stick to what we've been doing, and they're not going to, disrupt us. Granted, we do have to adapt to, like, all their shows don't look the same, but all their American televised shows are shifted. You know what I mean? That's why you see the certain superstars on certain superstars can work both styles. Where it's like, okay, cool. One is straight lucha, and the other was like, hey, look, there's a mix, and it's a style that Eddie Guerrero mastered because he was, to me, him and Rey Mysterio were the pioneers of it. Saying, okay, Eddie first. Don't get me wrong, Eddie, because Eddie taught Ray how to do it. Where it's like, look, no, we can do the lucha stuff, but there's still an element of storytelling that we can, add in here to, adapt to this American audience that's watching us, so that we don't gas out and do all our good stuff. And now the fans are like, oh, okay, well, I guess that's it. So, but yeah, this is definitely been fun. TNA finally invades WWE after 20 years. NXT, you're in trouble. I'm excited for what happens with TNA. Anybody got any last words? Anybody got any last things they want to say in hopes for this TNA invasion taking the next step in this TNA partnership now that it's not so one-sided? I don't think it ever was, but we're starting to see TNA get over a little bit.
As we get ready to leave, I'll say as they say on Pardon the Interruption, happy trails, Jasmine Nix no longer renewing her contract with WWE.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I like how they wrote her off too.
Did they ever?
It was
I was
crazy.
waiting for somebody to say something like, wait for it.
Right, it was like,
I was like, we ain't need her anyway. Whatever. Bye.
yeah, she was just there.
Right.
And I
Okay.
don't know if WWE, when they brought AAA, if they was like, well, since TKO said cut down on the house shows, we'll just get another promotion that we can do more shows on. Go
Well,
there and
there
get
you
your
go.
reps. And that's what they said. Like they said, send these wrestlers there. Oh, you know what? You used to work on house shows, go there now. It's just giving them more options. I think that's what TNA is giving people more opportunities to work, more opportunities for them. And I keep saying, sports is entertainment. He's creating this content that can be clipped and shared and put on different platforms so
Facts.
everybody can get the overarching umbrella. It's kind of like Disney. Like when you see how much stuff Disney is got their fingers in, you're
Mhm.
like WWE is almost doing the same thing where it's like, oh yeah, it's wrestling, but it's sports and entertainment. It's gonna be some entertainment something. Because there's always a story behind one of these matches.
Well, he sure enough didn't do it with WrestlePalooza.
Yo, brother,
What
you
did they
work
do with
more mad at me. More-
Mhm.
I'm not lying,
What
bro. I
they-
almost turned on WrestleMania 9. I told you.
First of
I
Oh,
thought I
man.
we're gonna stop doing
exactly,
that.
exactly.
WrestleMania
That's
9 was
terrible.
great. It was better than WrestlePalooza for sure.
It's
know one
almost
thing.
there.
Nah.
It's almost
You
there.
did you say almost there? Mm.
Yeah, I
I'm
think
glad they
the
built something
Vulture
over
did
that.
it.
I'm glad they did something over that parking lot so they could never do a
It was a
WrestleMania in a
bullshit.
parking
Y'all
lot.
saw that
Right.
documentary. Y'all saw that documentary. It was great.
Didn't. I did not. Mm-mm.
You got to go
It
back
had
and watch
animals.
it. The crazy part is, brother guy, the documentary is actually good. Macho Man
It
steals
is.
the show.
It's very good. I ain't gonna lie.
I don't know why.
Is it
One time, I just it's just one
is it
part.
still on
Macho
Peacock
Man,
or did they move it?
He
Did they
should
It's
be
remove
still
it?
on Peacock. It's still there.
It's still on there. Okay.
I
Macho
watched it
Man.
like 30 times.
Okay,
Okay.
we know you would.
Yeah, that's
I got a kick
that's
out of
why.
it. What Macho Man was saying, he saw Linda McMahon. And he was like, what you good man cook there? She said, no, stop it. He said, He said, what you good man cook? She said, no, cut it out. And then she was like, she's like, it's Pepsi. He was like, and I don't know why that one part stood out like crazy. She's like, no, I'm not. I'm not. Look, no, stop it. Here, look, it's Pepsi. He said, and on the rocks.
Is Vince Senior in the Hall of Fame or is Stephanie the first one?
I
Yeah,
think
no,
so.
Vince-
Yeah,
No,
he
Vince
is.
Senior is the first. Him and Andre.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they were the
you
first
was
inductees.
okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So they're gonna put the whole family in. Shane's gonna be left out again, but you know,
Man,
Real
you
quick,
got
how
I
they-
feel like you blew your cards.
His
They'll
son
put-
said put him in there.
they'll probably put Shane in there.
Yeah, they'll have
They're gonna book a McMahon every year just for the headlines. You know what I mean?
Oh snap!
Stephanie's gonna.
I'm
shut it
sitting
down
here. Sorry,
with all the
I'm
females.
watching. I'm watching Unforgiven 2002,
Mm-hmm.
and none other than Victor Newman, aka Eric Braden,
Oh,
was
yeah.
backstage with D'Lo Brown and Billy Kidman.
How old was he there? Like 72?
He still had brownish hair. So
Wow. So that's young. He might have been 60.
yeah, I'm sitting here looking. I'm like,
Right.
wait, that's
He probably was 94. He was 94 in that year.
First of all,
Right.
Victor is 3006.
Absolutely.
He literally is
no
a vampire.
I
Go.
wasn't gonna say it, but I've been watching a lot
Go.
of
Like 200
vampire-based
years old.
content.
Yeah,
Like,
Right.
he definitely is. Victor has been around. Listen, he started Young Wrestlers. He was the first character.
How do y'all
It
feel
was
about Keenan Thompson possibly
All right, let's
producing
go
the
home.
Macho Man the Macho Man movie?
y'all know how I feel about these clowns invading our space.
Hey
No,
man,
I'm not getting on my soapbox. I'm not
Why you
doing
calling
that.
him a clan? So come on, man. He goes
Right,
way
bro.
back with us, man. All
Right.
day.
No,
What you
that's
talking about?
what they want us to
You ain't
believe.
You know what I'm
No,
saying?
because they wasn't there in the trenches. They
How you
wasn't
know they
there
wasn't, though?
Right, you know
because they
talking
wasn't.
about it.
They wasn't no. No.
You know them personally?
No, they was not there when it was 2007 and the guy was calling me about Randy Orton versus John Cena for the 5th time or the 20th time or the 35th time. They wasn't around. Now all of a sudden wrestling's cool again. No, get out of here. You know, like the
You don't know
idiot.
that, though. You don't know that.
Nah, bro. I ain't see it.
I personally drank orange soda with Kel, so like we was watching it. So like no,
we go way back. But you know,
Like
don't feel bad, Brian H. We're not the only ones that's going through it because anime folks are having a thrown a fit too. I saw it on Twitter the other day.
See,
Like
I would
since when,
never
since when is this
disrespect
cool
their
now?
content.
They like since when like we were considered dorks and dweebs and stuff. They said
Right.
all of a sudden now it's cool, and I'm like they're like rising up now. They've had enough of it.
I'm
But you know,
glad.
it's,
I'm
you know,
glad. You know, shout out to the anime folks.
nerd
everybody's
trigger.
standing their ground.
And comic book fans cooled off a lot because all the shows, but they ramping up.
Yeah,
They ramping back up real hard now.
because what happens is people fall in love with the shows and they act like they're super fans. They're like, "Excuse me, you wasn't there when the comic was jumping off the page when I was reading it. Now you want to claim you know what's
Hey,
going
look.
on." So,
I ain't
Right.
messing
Don't
with
act
them
like
because
you
they
No.
dress up like Power Rangers and everything. They got all the gadgets and all
It's
the
real
stuff.
to them.
Yeah,
it's
I
real.
love
that's
love
real.
seeing it. I love it.
That's
I
the thing,
love
though. It's-
the passion. They be having their little goosebumps, just like the way I get with WrestleMania. They get with their Comic Cons and the Anacons and the Maycons. I love it. They
That's
stay in
right.
their space. I stay in my
Anacons and
space.
Maycons.
You know.
Brian H is right though. For those that if it's real to them, listen, get out their way. Do not
Yeah.
not
Do
the
it.
ones that is real
I'm like,
to.
yep.
You got it,
Like
bro.
you made that costume, you got it.
It's
That's all
literally
you.
what happens is when I sit there and talk to a wrestler and they say, "Oh man, see, this is why I don't mind doing an interview with you because you actually know the product. You're not just sitting there. Oh, so when you start wrestling? Why'd you start? Like the idiot Charlemagne.
Did you not watch
so
me?
There's
Oh,
a
he's-
such thing as wrestling. What is wrestling school? There's a Ric Flair University. Get out of here, bro.
He's a
See, you got me started. I do this all the time. I've been doing this on Breaking Through Glasses with uncomfortable conversations about these idiot podcasts. This is the reason why the Ravens can't win a goddamn football game because the stupid cornerback keep getting burnt because he's spending more time on his podcast. Sound like
The
podcast
podcast.
P. Look, athlete podcasts need to go away. If you're active, go away. Just like the wrestlers. Cody, go sit down somewhere. Be an
What do
interesting
you wanna
champion
talk
for a
about?
change.
We're
I
not
like
talking
Cody's
about nothing?
podcast.
Okay.
Cody's podcast
I
is
don't.
hilarious. You guys, well, that's personal. Brian H.
No, he
You gotta-
did because he gonna say the same story on all of them. So it's just a good same story.
Why don't you?
So
like
how do
Cody
you
on
really
this
feel,
podcast?
Brian H?
Yeah,
Just-
because what
you know,
I know we were
make
ready to
an
go home.
Instagram
We'll
video.
get this in 10 minutes. What do you have against
Right.
Because I like Cody's
It's
podcast.
all right. You know what? In all honesty,
You don't like
No,
it?
no.
His brother guy doesn't like it
Yeah,
either.
take a drink. Take a drink.
Have you
Yeah,
guys,
let's drink.
so you guys didn't
Oh,
watch
yeah,
the Kevin Owens
Tell me about that Rolex.
podcast?
Oh, yeah. What
I
do you
saw
want
it.
to know? Yeah.
Did you watch Kevin Owens brother guy?
I
Kev-
no,
that
I
was a-
refuse.
That was a pretty good one.
Bro, that joke was the funniest one I've ever seen. Him and Damian Priest were really, really funny.
They tried to
That
kill each
Damian
other.
Priest was pretty good,
And
too,
now
yeah.
you want to sit down and have a conversation?
Well, because he know he wasn't going to be on TV. By the time anybody realizes that, like Kevin Owens is not going to be on TV for
I
like
actually
2 years.
enjoy Stephanie McMahon's. She
See,
out here
that's what-
selling
I don't.
VPNs.
You don't shut up.
Well, she's a girl though, so it's girl conversation. It's like girl talk. Her and
No,
her
this is
homegirl.
how it
I didn't know who
goes.
that.
This is how
I didn't know who
Stephanie
that
is.
who her homegirl
She be like,
was.
Realness, what color is your
Right.
shirt? Look, this is how Stephanie is. What color is your shirt, Realness?
You be like, oh, it's black.
Oh yeah, it's black. Oh yeah, you got a black shirt. Oh yeah, that's what I was saying. You have the black shirt. I'm like, oh my god, why would you? What the hell? Like you keep interrupting. Oh, okay, you're adding to the story. Let them talk.
To this
Was
day,
that
I still don't
supposed
know
to
who
be-
that her homegirl just
Okay.
popped up out of nowhere with like workout gear, and I'm like, did y'all
Yeah, I
meet
don't
her
know
in
who
the
is
studio?
that?
What's going on?
No, she worked backstage. She was like one of the PR people.
Okay.
Oh.
And that's
Oh,
what that's
okay.
this. That like when she was talking to Roman, I said, that's where I seen her from. WrestleMania 39. Yeah, she said like when she started working with Roman, it was like, he's special. So you gotta, treat him like a big deal. She's like, he's actually easy to work with. And I was like, oh yeah. So, I think what it was, she was probably the producer, and then they was like, actually sit in the chair.
Why? She sits there and says nothing.
She
The whole
In
show.
case she gotta chime in. That's the case. That's the point. Like the
You can
our
chime
producers.
in by sitting back there doing what she was doing.
She looked like her and Stephanie went to exercise class. She said, "Yeah, come with me, sit on this. Just sit with me, right? I'm about to do this show." She was like hanging
Hey,
out
come
with
on.
her, like.
We're gonna do this.
That's
Okay.
stealing,
Yeah, okay, I'll hang with you.
stealing from Collins' book. from
Okay,
Cowherd. He
Yeah.
did that, you know. Except he would have him all the way over there.
Casual friend gimmick. But that's all. That's
Yeah.
supposed to be the sidekick. You know, they got the guy
Right.
to the making the quips and make the sound effects.
Yeah.
Right.
Like
I
Andy
know.
Richter. It's a sidekick.
Yeah.
Oh boy, this is a fun one in the show. But like I said, let me pull my notes back up. You can follow us on all of our social media platforms at the Wrestle Realm, because you don't want to miss this entertainment that you see on social media. These guys are disgruntled by a lot. You guys are showing your age right now. I didn't really. It's a lot of stuff bothering you guys today.
Wrestlepalooza sucks. Wrestling podcast hosted by Wrestlers Suck. And while we at it, NFL Player Podcast suck. If you don't believe me, look at Podcast P and his numbers, because I'm saying the NBA too. And now Marlon Humphreys tied himself up into that mess like Micah Parsons. That's why the Ravens are 1-2, and Marlon Humphreys giving up touchdowns.
Yeah, Marlon Humphreys need to get out that podcast, bro. He can get back on the football field. It's okay.
Focus.
Like I said,
they need new coaches, but go ahead.
Nah, there you go with that stuff, bro. You need new players, bro. Coaches ain't gonna like.
You got the players.
Not that not the offensive line. Freaking Lamar Jackson's back there. For
my quarterback does no wrong. It's this offensive line. You're right.
Yo, that old line is
absolutely
not stable. I'm sorry,
but that's
at
all
all.
right. Guess what? The Seattle Mariners are going to clinch the playoffs tonight, and we back in the playoffs, baby.
I'm not gonna lie to you. There's no. King
They are the champs. It's official. They are the AL East champs for the first time since 2001. Let's go. Griffey, go get a ring.
What are you talking about?
There's
That's
no-
definitely not AL. That's the West.
AL West, whatever. I'm used to
no.
saying AL East.
There's no Alex Rodriguez, and there's no King Griffey Jr. So
He's our owner.
He's the owner. So,
that's cool, but I'm sorry, he's not a player. I need him.
Hey, they got a better Rodriguez. They got Julio.
Anyways, subscribe to our Patreon, Twitch, YouTube at Wrestle Realm. Follow Championship Culture on Instagram at Championship Culture _. Championship Culture is on a brief hiatus, but they will be back sooner rather than later. So stay tuned to the social platforms to get that information, so that you won't be surprised and you can get back into all your championship glory. But with all that being said, you know the shtick. Wrestling fans, stay wrestling fans, stay safe, all that good jazz. We out of here. Peace.
Houston, we have a problem.
For all exclusive shows and bonus material, subscribe to our Patreon channel at patreon.com/thewrestling_realm. You can watch all of our Wrestling Realm content anytime on youtube.com/thewrestling realm.